Sometimes we overeat just because we have this stigma or something in our brain, and I don't know if it's from childhood where we can't leave food on our plate. So hey guys, it's your girl Ashley, and welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us here and watching this video. This channel is all about the military lifestyle, fitness, nutrition, home decor, home ownership. So if these are things that you're into, make sure you subscribe to my channel. But today guys, I am giving you 8 tips to get you to where you need to be on your fitness journey, to help you crush all of those fitness goals. This video is going to be everything you need to know to help you crush those fitness goals. If you're trying to get that summer body in the winter, if you've been struggling, if you've plateaued and you just don't know what to do, you have to tune in to this video because I am giving you tips that are tried and true. Disclaimer, I am not a dietitian, a nutritionist, a personal trainer, but I have used all of these tips myself. They are tried and true, they work. If you follow them, you will get to where you want to be. So before we jump into this video, make sure if you have not subscribed to my channel that you subscribe to my channel so that we can become family. I love you guys. Let's just get into this video. Okay guys, so tip number 1. Invest in a nutritionist and a personal trainer. Yes, I know you guys are probably like, what? You want me to spend more money? Yes, I do want you to spend more money because this is necessary for you to get to where you want to go. I'm not saying that you have to have a trainer for the next year or a nutritionist for the next year, but I do feel like you need to invest. And I say this because we invest in everything else. Like we invest in real estate, we invest in the stock market, we invest in our personal appearance, we get nails done, hair done, eyelash extensions, all of that done every 2 weeks. We invest hundreds of dollars in the gym and then we only go once a week. So why not invest in the one thing that's going to somewhat ensure us like longevity as it relates to like mobility and our health and being around for our kids and our grandkids. So invest in your health and fitness is extremely important. And I'm not going to tell you to do anything that I have not done. When I first did my first fitness competition, of course I had to hire a coach and a trainer. And even just recently within the last year, I kind of plateaued and I was just like, why can I get to where I want to be? Like, why am I stagnant? I am a proponent of like going to the gym and working out by yourself and all of that good stuff because I do. Like I feel very confident when I go to the gym and I work out. But when it comes to the eating aspect of your nutrition, which is the most important thing, that's where we are not motivated enough or we're lazy and we don't want to go do the research. And that was me. I didn't want to learn about macros. I didn't want to learn about MyFitPal or whatever those app was. I didn't really want to track all of that stuff. Like that was just too much for me. I felt like my life was just too busy to be tracking things. So I hired a nutritionist. And what the nutritionist did for me was she took my height, my weight, my personal goals, and she mapped it out in a way of breaking down how many calories I should be consuming. And she went as far as breaking down how many fats, how many proteins, how many carbohydrates. Yes, I said it, carbohydrates. Come here, let me tell you a little secret. You can eat carbohydrates, guys, but you wouldn't know this, or I wouldn't have known this if I didn't hire a nutritionist. I only know that because in my mind, I'm thinking like, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to lean out. I don't want to be eating a whole bunch of carbs. And literally when she gave me my meal plan, I ate carbs every single meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I had a carb. But the key to that is you have to do everything in proportion. But because we don't know that information, that's why it's important to hire a nutritionist. So you hire nutritionist. You hire a nutritionist because she's the expert. She can take all of your body, your height, your weight, your goals, what you want to look like, look at your pictures, and she can compose basically a document that's going to tell you this is what you eat for lunch, this is what you eat for dinner, this is what you eat for snack. And after a while, once you're working with her for, let's say, 60 days, you work with the nutritionist, then you start to learn all the tips and the tricks. Then you start to be able to learn how your body responds to these particular foods, these particular proteins. So I learned with my body that, oh, okay, I can have bread for breakfast. I can eat 2 slices of sourdough breakfast and then I still lean out. I can eat white rice for dinner if I want to, as long as I measure it and I eat only so many ounces, but I can still have these carbohydrates, and this is what my body responds well to. Same thing with a trainer. Most people feel, or a personal trainer, most people feel like intimidated about going into the gym because they think people are looking at them, or you don't know how to do the proper exercises. Well, that's why you hire a personal trainer. They're going to tell you the proper technique, not only to make you feel confident, but to also make sure that you're doing the movements properly so that you won't hurt your back, you won't hurt your knees. So that's super important. And once you work with that trainer for about 60 days, then you start to learn everything that he knows. You pick their brain about, okay, well, what is this exercise good for? Or if these are my goals, what exercise should I be doing? Should I be lifting heavy? Should I be lifting light? Should I be doing a lot of reps? Should I be doing a few reps? Like, those are the things. So not only are you paying for the sessions, but you're paying for the knowledge as well. So I'm not saying, when I say hire a personal trainer and a nutritionist, I'm not saying for a long period of time. I'm simply saying to be able to gain the knowledge from them so that you can understand more fully how your body responds to certain exercises, how your body responds to certain foods, so that after 90 days of working with a nutritionist or working with a personal trainer, you can feel confident to say, okay, I'm done here. I feel confident to move on and do this whole fitness journey by myself. My nutritionist that I use, I will link her Instagram name down in the description box. Feel free to hit her up to see if she's accepting any clients. Currently, I'm not working with a personal trainer. I just kind of go to the gym and do my own thing. But I'll definitely link her information in the description. Yeah, guys, so definitely make sure you guys invest. You have to invest in a nutritionist, and a personal trainer. Hey guys, so tip number 2, get you an accountability partner. You got to have somebody that's going to hold you accountable, because this is the reason why we, like I said, we spend a lot of money on gym memberships and we only go once a week. So we waste money because nobody is holding us accountable. Bob at the counter is not saying, hey girl, I ain't seen you in here in a week or whatever. So you feel like you can just go in whenever you want to, because nobody knows if you've been 3 days a week or if you've been 1 day a week or whatever. So, and accountability, why can't I say this word? Accountability, that's what I'm talking about, that word. You need a partner. For me, my nutritionist was my accountability partner, because I had to weigh in every single Sunday and send her a picture with me standing on the scale every Sunday. So there was no me just sending her my weight. She wanted to see me standing on the scale. And the worst feeling is when you have to send somebody that screenshot and you're up 2 pounds or 3 pounds. Like, you just don't want that. So when you have somebody that you know you have to account to, that's going to just make you go extra hard. That's going to make you be like, I'm going to make sure I stick to my meals. I'm going to make sure I get all my workouts in this week, because I know I got to send this weight. And if you don't have a nutritionist, maybe you can have a partner in the form of like one of your girlfriends that has the same fitness goals as you, and you guys decide, okay, let's go into a 2-week competition. You guys say whoever loses the most weight or whoever loses the most inches in 2 weeks, you owe the other person $200, and you guys have to send you guys' weight to each other every Sunday. Or maybe you may do like a 30-day plan, and for 4 weeks you guys send each other your weight, and whoever loses the most weight or the most inches, they win and the other person owes them $250. Or if you don't want to do that, maybe somebody that you trust and you know that like is really motivating and they love you, but they're going to be hard on you and they're going to be like, hey, did you get that workout in today? Hey, did you get that run in you was supposed to do? Keep you motivated. Maybe somebody like that. Just some form of accountability partner. You have to have that when you're on a fitness journey, because some of us, although we may be motivated, you may not be disciplined enough. And that's the thing. People get motivation and confused, because everybody can be motivated. You can be on this video right now watching me and like, yes, sis, hype me up, and you motivated, you ready to start this journey, and then tomorrow you lack the discipline to follow through with it. So just make sure when you're starting a fitness journey, one of the key elements that you need to include is an accountability partner. Tip number 3. So tip number 3, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I'm just going to say social media platform, people that are doing what you want to do. So no, I'm not saying you want to copy people or you want to compare your journey by any means or compare yourself to other people. But fitness, social media influencers, or nutritionists or trainers that you follow, the better off you're going to be. Because if I'm scrolling on Instagram all day and all I see is people working out, that in itself is going to motivate me to want to work out. So tip number 3 is going to be subscribe to YouTube channels such as mine. There's plenty of other YouTube channels with fitness videos and HIIT workouts and that type of thing. Follow people on Facebook, follow people on Instagram who are doing things that you want to do, or people that have, lost a substantial amount of weight, or people who have toned their body in a major way. Those are the type of social network platforms and social network videos that you want to be viewed. You want to have that embedded in your brain of, okay, workout. Okay, I'm not motivated today, but you're scrolling, so you have no other choice but to be motivated. So tip number 3, like I said, is going to be follow fitness, healthy, nutritional type social media platforms, just as another element of motivation and to keep you disciplined as you're on your journey. Okay guys, so tip number 4 is going to be meal prep. This is so important because most times when people find themselves at McDonald's or snacking or eating stuff that you probably shouldn't be eating, it's because you don't have food already prepared. So you come home from work and you're hungry, you're ready to go ahead and eat dinner, and you don't have anything already prepared. So that's when our mind says, okay, let me just stop by McDonald's, or let me go to McDonald's real quick and get something quick. So if you already have your meals in the refrigerator, you are more likely to go ahead and stick to that meal that was already prepared versus feeling like, oh, I need to go stop real quick. Set aside one day out of the week, like on Sundays, and go ahead and cook up, whatever meals you're gonna do for your meal prep. But again, this goes back to, if you have a nutritionist, this would be easy because she's going to plan all your meals for you. All you have to do is buy the groceries, cook the food, and prep it. You can get the containers from Amazon, and you get those in bulk, and you just go ahead and make your food and already have it prepared for the week, because this is the number one reason why you find people snacking and getting off of their plan, because they don't have the food that's already available. Okay guys, so tip number 5, decrease your meal proportion sizes. So if you have decided, you know what, I'm just going to do away with hiring a nutritionist or a trainer right now. And earlier I did want to point this out. I'm not saying that you need both. In most cases, you can find a nutritionist that also does like workout type things and that can send you workouts to do. And you definitely can find trainers who not only train, but they'll supply you like a meal plan as well. So if you can afford both of them, by no means am I saying you need to go hire two. Maybe try to look into finding a trainer that does meal prepping or a nutritionist that does training as well. So for me, my nutritionist, she did my workouts as well. So that was a plus because she was an expert in the nutrition aspect of it, and then she provided me workouts too. Okay, so back to tip number 5, decreasing your proportion sizes. So if you decided, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna try to do this thing on my own and see how much weight I can lose, or if I can transform my body without any outside help. One of the tips that I want to give you is think about decreasing your proportion sizes. So for an example, when you go out to eat, or if you are having a night out on the town, maybe as soon as your meal gets to you, you cut your meal in half and you ask the waiter or the waitress to bring you a to-go box, and you go ahead and put half of the meal in the box and you sit that to the side, and you only eat what's in front of you. Because oftentimes we overeat just because we have this stigma or something in our brain, and I don't know if it's from childhood where we can't leave food on our plate. So we'll overeat just because the food is there. But go ahead and just chop that in half, put that to the side. So not only do you decrease your meal size, but now you have a meal that's already prepared, ready for you the very next day, and it's also a decreased portion. The other thing that I'm going to say is, in the event that you have to go, like for whatever reason you didn't meal prep this week, or you didn't meal prep, or you didn't have a meal for today, you say, you know what, I just got to get something quick, and you say, I'm gonna stop by Chick-fil-A or McDonald's. Instead of getting a 10-piece nugget value meal, get a Happy Meal, get the kids meal. If you just gotta have a cheeseburger, instead of getting a quarter pounder meal, get the cheeseburger Happy Meal. So those are just some tips that you can think about when you're trying to decrease in your proportion size. Or if you just going to McDonald's and you like, I'm gonna get me, you typically get, like, this is something that I do. A lot of times I don't like McDonald's like burgers and stuff, but I love McDonald's French fries. So if I just feel the urge, or I have to have like fries, I'll just get a small fry instead of getting a large fry or a medium fry. So that's just going to be tip number 5. So tip number 6, reward yourself with one cheat meal a week. Not a cheat day, a cheat meal once a week. And typically you will want this to be after you weigh in. So for me, on Sundays, after I would get on a scale and I would send my nutritionist my weight, I would allow myself to have a cheat meal for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And I found that this would curb the sweet tooth, the salty tooth, the fast food tooth. And I didn't hold back. For my cheat meal, I ate whatever it is that I wanted. And not only did it curb that sweet tooth or that salty tooth, but it was a sense of like a reward. Like I had done well all week. I had stuck to my meals. I had got my workouts in, and so this was my reward to myself. And not only was it a reward to myself, it allowed me to feel confident to go into the next week. So I had my cheat meal, I got that whole fast food or sweet tooth or whatever the case may be, I got that out of my system, and now I feel good going back on my 2 slices of toast and egg whites for breakfast, and an avocado, and my lean ground beef, and my white rice for dinner. Like, I felt good about eating those meals because I knew I could look forward to the reward if I performed well during that week. So that's just tip number 6. Tip number 7. So tip number 7 is going to be to know yourself. Be honest with yourself. You are the only person that know you. I know myself. I know that I have a major sweet tooth. I know that I love birthday cake. I know that I love cupcakes. I know that I love those old school chews, and I'll buy a bulk of those from Amazon. And I would eat probably 25 of those little pieces of candy in one setting. I know that about myself. So because I know that about myself, I don't buy certain things. Because I know that I'm a snacker, I just don't buy certain things. I won't order the candy on Amazon because I know that once the candy gets to my house, I'm not just going to have 2 or 3 pieces. So to avoid that, I just won't order it. I won't order it at all. I know that I love birthday cake and cupcakes. So when I go to the store, I won't buy the Funfetti cake mix or the Funfetti icing, because I know that if I make those cupcakes for me and my son, we would probably eat the whole cake or all of the cupcakes within 2 days. And that's just not good. But I know that about myself. So you have to be honest with yourself. If you know that you're not going to work out 5 days a week, don't set that goal. Set a goal of working out 3 days a week for 30 minutes, or set a goal of I'm not even going to lift any weights. I'm just going to start out by walking on the treadmill 4 days out of the week for 30 minutes on an incline. Set realistic goals based off of what you know about yourself. If you're like me and you're a snacker and you can't control it, don't buy certain foods. If you don't have it in the house, then you won't eat it. More than likely, you're not driving 30 minutes to the store just to crave that sweet tooth. You're going to go ahead and resort to that healthy snack and go ahead and eat that rice cake with the almond butter. So that's just my tip number 7 for you guys. Make sure that you're honest with yourself, about yourself, once you're entering this fitness journey. Okay guys, so my last and final tip is, whatever you do, do not compare yourself to other people. Don't compare your journey to other people's journey. Because so often we, including myself, I'm guilty of this as well, we look at other people and we're like, oh, I want my abs to look like hers, or I want my arms to look like hers, or I want my legs to look like hers, not knowing that that person had put in 5 years of work. Like, they didn't just get like that overnight. It's a process. And not only is that, just everybody's journey is beautiful. You would be surprised at who's going to be inspired or motivated by you. So just because you don't look like the next fitness model, or you're not in competition mode or competition shape, there's somebody that's looking at you and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so motivated, I'm so inspired, just based off of the work that you've done. And for you, you may not even feel like you've done any major work, but somebody is watching you and they're inspired. So we should never compare ourselves, because when we start to do this, this is when we start to set this bar that may not be attainable, because you may not have the amount of hours in your day to dedicate to going to the gym like somebody else does. Or you may not have enough time to dedicate to meal prepping every single week. Or you may not have enough time to go run 5, or your body might not allow you to run 5 miles a day to get those legs that look amazing. Like, so you just can't, you don't want to set yourself up for failure. You want to be realistic, and you want your journey to be your journey, because your journey is beautiful. So if I could just offer any advice, that would be my advice. Let's not compare ourselves to other people, because our goals and our journey is our journey. My fitness journey is my fitness journey. I want to inspire and motivate people, but I also want people to be realistic as to your body type is different from my body type. I naturally have big hips and big legs. So when I get my little abs together and I get this little waist coming in, I just naturally have an hourglass figure, because I'm just shaped like that. Like, I was born with that. You may not be shaped like that. So you don't want to look at other people and say, oh, I want that shape, because your body just may not be able to do that. You may be able to lose 30 pounds and have a nice shape, but it may not look like the next person, and nothing is wrong with that. So like I said, if I could say anything, it would have to just be like, just always remember to stay focused. This is your journey. Don't feel rushed, don't feel pressured. Be honest with yourself, and make the best of this. What else? I think that's it. So I hope that these tips were helpful. Every one of these tips that I just talked about, I use these tips. I use them. I'm currently using them because I'm currently like trying to get my little body back together. So we'll be on this journey together. If you guys need an accountability partner, hit me up, DM me, message me, say, Ashley, let's do like a little fitness challenge or something like that. And I'll get on a scale every Sunday and send my weight to y'all, so y'all can hold me accountable, and you guys can do the same or utilize me for the same thing. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe so you can become a part of the family. And then I will just see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.